What's up, guys? It's your boy GT coming to you live from the bedroom. I've been absent lately, and I know I've been absent lately. Haven't uploaded in a while, and I'll tell you why. This is gonna be a long one, so I'll probably end up putting a video attached to this one just so you're not bored listening, or if you want to, whatever. Um, Things haven't been good, right? Things have not been good. I've been uploading in a weird order because I don't upload my episodes that I record. I don't upload them all in order. And so, if you're familiar with the timeline, as of right now, um, all the bullshit that I was dealing with is done and over with, and now I got new bullshit that I'm dealing with. So I will start from square one. I apologize if that was loud. I closed my bottle cap. Um, where do I start? So, y'all know I came back from, it's 2018. I came back from deployment earlier this year. And, took some months off of work, decided, decompress, did a lot of traveling, fucking, went all around the world and shit, and come back to my hometown, and I had nowhere to live, and I had nowhere to, and I didn't have a job. And so, luckily, my grandmother was very, very kind, and she let me stay with her until, I get the job, get my own place, like, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And when while I was, traveling, and while I was coming back from deployment, there was this one girl that I was talking to, and we hit it off, like right away. Like we were really fucking cool. She actually, I think she turns 30 next month. I'm going on 26. She's going on 30. We're about 3.5, 4 years apart, and which I would have never known. She looks nothing like her age. Uh, she definitely takes care of herself, and yeah, we just hit it off. We were going to a bunch of places with each other. We had like plans to do some things, and so I'm over here thinking, things are going really good. They're going really, really fucking good, and she needed a car. She was at a moment in her life where she was struggling, right? When I first started talking to her, when we first started hooking up and everything, I did not know she just got out of a relationship. Like, it was 2 months, I think she said. And and I just remember, like, when I found that out, right, in my mind, I was like, this bitch. Like, and then she even talked about, quote unquote, working things out with her ex, which, like, how does that work? How do you work things out? Why the fuck would you work things out outside of a relationship when that's what you're supposed to do while you're still in the relationship, right? The fucking logic, I don't get it, but different subject, different time. So she like, things are still going well. Obviously I know that things aren't going to go anywhere, but yeah, I'm just kind of writing it out. I'm just kind of enjoying, like, just, kind of being with someone. I'm just really, I'm enjoying it. But then slowly but surely things started to fizzle out, and right before things started to slow down with her, she needed a car, right? And so what did my feelings do? It wasn't all feelings. It was not. It was not a 100% emotional decision, because. So I'll tell you guys my perspective. Right, y'all already know how I am. I don't bend over backwards. I don't go out of my way. I don't drop everything just to help somebody. Right. While I am a natural helper, and while I want to help people any chance that I get, I don't do free handouts. And so here this woman was, right? She was a single mom. She already had a job. She has plans to save up for this and that, and She's got to get things going. She's got to do this, pay off that, and yada, yada, yada. She's got to take care of business. And literally, if she was mobile, everything would have worked itself out. Everything. There's the burp. And so what I did is I said, I'll make a deal. Right? I'm going to call her C. I said, listen, C, I'm going to make you a deal. And if you get 1,000, I said, I will pay for the rest of the car. So what does she do? Somehow, some way, I don't know how, none of my business, she got that $1,000. She got the $1,000. And so I said, all right, bet. Let's go. And granted, I know, like, y'all, because people jump to conclusions and shit. No, I didn't co-sign. No, I didn't go to the dealership. No, I didn't take out a loan. All right. It was a little $4,000 car. And she got 1,000, so I only paid 3,000 for it. Before all y'all start calling, start fucking saying shit and start fucking. But so got her a car, and things are going, things are still going well, things are still going good, and I'm still with my grandma. She's still doing her thing. We're still talking, and keep in mind I've been looking for a job for like almost 3 months now, and nothing was coming up at first. I'm submitting applications, I'm doing callbacks, I'm going to interviews, going to second interviews, but it always seemed like it would freeze, right? It would freeze right before the actual like hiring process. And things just weren't, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, all right, obviously my resume is good because I get interviews. Obviously, I'm a good talker and everything. Like, I think I'm legit. I think I'm authentic. I think I'm real because I have the phone interviews. It always leads to a face-to-face interview. And then, you have that face-to-face interview. And then I always end up talking with, someone else or whoever. But it just always seemed to freeze right before the actual hiring process. And so I'm trying not to let it get me down. I'm trying not to, I'm still going, still trying to get my career and shit. Still trying to fucking... But like nothing. Like it was like you're going fishing and you're just casting lines out, reeling it back in, casting lines out, reeling. Oh shit, you got. No, it was snagged on seaweed. Cast a line at, come. It was just like, it was just nothing. It was just nothing. And so, I started to beat myself up a little bit, and I was like, dude, I am a homeless, jobless veteran. I was like, I literally have nothing. I have nothing. And so, fast forward, a couple weeks, I finally get a job. Best paying job I've ever had, working in the role that I want to do. It was essentially the dream job, right? So, they said, I go through my phone interview. I do the first face-to-face. I meet with Big Boss, do the second face-to-face. They want to hire me. I start in about a week and a half, and in that next couple days, I start to go apartment hunting. Going all around, checking things out, taking notes, see what every apartment building, see what everything has to offer. What are these guys? Okay, location and this and that, yada yada yada. I settle on one, right? I didn't settle, right? That's a bad. I chose this one. The apartment I'm at right now is really, really fucking nice. Like, it's straight luxury. It's honestly, like, how nice it is totally equates to living in a house. The downside is that it is super fucking expensive, especially for where I live. Like, in my location, in my area, down here in the Southwest, it is very expensive. But the amenities, the location, everything is prime. Everything is prime about it. And so things are going really great. I start up this job, and they really like me. I got a really awesome team. I'm like taking notes every day. We have team meetings. I'm engaging in that. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to this and that. And granted, they did not let me. So for instance, like our boss, she'll come in every now and again. She's always in meetings. She's a fucking machine, though. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's about. And so it was usually our senior tech that was there all the time. And so I would ask him, right? Most of the time I'd be like, hey man, I was like, is there anything that, I could do, anything that you could do for me? Can I shadow you? Can we go through some, situations and yada, yada, yada. And then he'd be like, no, big boss might have this for you or that for you. So, just keep working on your current assignment, blah, 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 blah. But I was already almost done with my current assignment, right? And like I was getting down to, right. So at first though, right, he gives me this assignment and he says, granted, what I needed to do was all spread out in this spreadsheet. And I have these columns that I needed to hit, right? I'm putting it in very, very simple like terms. And he told me, he said, all right, dude, hit column 1 and 2. I said, what about column 3? He said, don't worry about that. I said, all right, cool. So column 1, smash out in a single day. Child's play. Column 2, it's taken me a couple days. Like I'm at the mercy of some things that are out of my control. And so then, Big Boss, she comes in and she goes, Jake, how far are you on that? And I was like, oh, I just got done with this. I was like, I'm working on this, and this right now. And she was like, all right, cool. And then like 5-10 minutes later, Jake, how far are you on that? And so right away, right, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, so then she goes, okay, well, you need to like hurry up. You need to speed things up. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, because I was literally doing as much as I could at that point. And so I was just like, what in the world is she talking about? But so, another like 5 or 10 minutes later, she asked the same question. And then so then she basically said, right, she was like, you're being really slow. She was like, you need to get your ass in gear. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, what do you mean? Yada, yada, yada. And so we go back to this other room. She was like, let's go over here, let's talk. And so then she was like, okay, if I was doing what you were doing, this is how I would do it. And I was like, this is how I'm doing it. And then she was like, so where's the holdup? Why are you moving so slow? And I was like, because I'm doing, I was like, the senior, I was like, he told me to do this and this. And then she was like, no, you have to do columns 1, 2, and 3. And I was like, holy fuck. And dude, I felt like, one, I felt fucking bad, right? Because we're trying to get this shit done. Things are on a schedule. We're trying to. 2, I felt really fucking stupid because, I mean, granted, was it all my fault? No, there was a miscommunication, misinformation, shit happens. But then, expectations were then set. And then, so what do I do for the next literally for the next week, right? And I'm smashing things out, just boom, 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 boom. Like, literally just doing what I can do, So it gets down, and I get close to finishing this assignment. I start asking, yada, yada, yada. And then, Big Boss, she comes in and she was like, hey, so, we're going to work on this today. We're going to train you in this and blah, blah. And keep in mind that when I started, like the whole team, they told me it's going to take 3 months to get the job. The training period and the learning period is 3 months. And so I was like, okay, so, it's a lot, right? There was a lot to this fucking job. It was like taking a sip out of a fire hose. Like, it was, I'm smashing like 5-hour energies and shit. Like, I'm going to these training classes for them to, learn this shit. And, I'm doing what I can. So then one day she goes, hey, and keep in mind during this time, right? During this time, I met this other girl, right? And we met each other we knew each other from high school, right? Through mutual friends. I was at the bar. I was just chilling. And then she comes in and, we kind of had that, oh shit, hey, how's it going? Like, oh, haven't seen you in a long ass time. And, we start hanging out and everything and things are going awesome. I'll call her Kay. Things are going fucking great. I told you things, started to like burn out with C and then, but granted, we were never like a thing, we were just hanging out. We were just, we just saw each other for a little bit. That's really what it was. And, I helped her get that car and everything. And before, it was weird though, cause I helped her get that car and literally, so I started this job I've been talking about, right? I started on a Monday. And on Sunday, I'm talking to C, and she goes, "Hey, you start your job tomorrow, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then she was like, "Oh," she was like, "All right, we're gonna, have a good first day, good luck, this and that, And I was like, "Oh, thank you," like, yeah, blah blah blah. Last I ever heard from her. That was the last time I ever talked to her. Last time I ever heard from her. So right now the question is, well, what happened to the car? I'm getting there. So so fast forward, right, and I'm seeing Kay, and things are going phenomenal. We listen to the same music. We both, like, we're really big into beer. She's a bartender and shit, and she's taken me, like, I just, like I told I just got back in town recently, and she's taken me all these different bars, and we plan on going to these breweries. We're going to these concerts. Actually, as of today, in the next 4 hours, we will be going to see the Nightmare Before Christmas symphony. Like, they're gonna show the movie. There's gonna be a live symphony. There's gonna be some dude composing and shit. It's gonna be awesome. And so, and I'm kind of getting jumbled with the timeline. I got focused on one story, and I'm starting to get jumbled with the timeline. I apologize, but so I'm seeing C. Things start to fizzle out. I start to see K. Right, K and we start to hang out. I don't hear from C. I start this new job. Me and Kay, we're still doing our thing. And then we move into the apartment, right? Or I shouldn't say we. Sorry. I shouldn't say we. She did not move in with me. I moved into this. I say we because she helped me move into the apartment. And she was the only one, too, right? All these people were like, "Oh, you need help, you need help, you need help." And granted, I had a small storage thing. It was only like, I only had a couple big items, like a bed and a dresser and shit. And, but I did say, to everyone, I was like, I got it. Because when I moved into the storage, no one fucking helped, right? So, and granted, I don't expect anyone to help me move. But then Kay, she was like, no, I'm going to fucking help you move. And I was like, no, don't even worry about it. Like, it's not even, she was like, no, whether you like it or not, I'm fucking, like, we're moving this shit. And so I was like, all right, bet. And so we move into this apartment. Not we, she didn't move in with me, but we are moving my stuff into the apartment. And not once did she complain. Not once did she whine. Not once, it was just go, 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 go. And it was over the whole entire weekend. We could have gotten it done in one day. Why we did not get it done in one day was because there was this sorority, and they rented out the moving truck for the whole entire day, right? And I'm going back and forth, and bless this fucking girl's heart, dude, because she, not only did she help me move, she's all tired, sweaty, sore and shit, but then she goes and fucking works, a full fucking shift. And, she's, like I said, she's a bartender. She's on her feet and everything. And, she's just fucking beasting it, dude. And the sorority, like, and I'm going back and forth, I moved all the small things, and I moved all the medium things. And, so now all that was left was the big things. And so, no, it wasn't the next day. It was the day after. They let me use the moving truck. And the moving truck was finally open, right? I was finally able to use it, rented it out, and, they were like, oh, bring it back in 5 hours. Brought it back in like an hour and a half. I didn't need it very long. Ooh, shit. And so, once again, right? She didn't complain. She didn't whine. She just straight up said, yes, I'll help you. And she fucking, we beasted the shit out. And so, things are going great. Things are going good. We're going to bars, did we go to breweries? Yeah, we went to a couple breweries. We're going to bars, going to breweries. Like, we're going to shows, concerts and shit. Like, we'd be going to my friend's house, and y'all know I come from a music background and shit. And so, he's got the drum set, the loud amps and shit. And, we're jamming out and shit, once that's all done, we're fucking doing drunk ass karaoke in the bars, or if we're at my buddy's house, we'd come back out and, he'd be on the acoustic, and, we'd just be, singing along and shit. And, like, things were just going really great, a bunch of movie dates, it was just going awesome, just moved into this dope ass apartment. And the move-in, I have an episode on the fucking move-in, and I'll fucking upload that. I have a story why I don't. I'll get to that, but I'll upload that when I get a chance, because the whole move-in, there was so much bullshit. There was so much bullshit, and so we fucking fuck. I forgot where I left off. Okay, yeah. So things are going great. Things are going good. Like her and I, like we get each other. Like we're on the same wavelength and shit. And so, I'm doing. I told you guys about the job thing. I'm working that job and shit. And then I fucking yeah. So then one day, right? And it was weird too, because all of a sudden, like, and this is a couple months later, like Kay, she's starting to get a little distant, starting to not communicate as often, starting to, and I was like, okay, whatever, and it was her time of the month and shit. And so I was like, I'll just, I'll give you your space. I was like, that's all you. I don't deal with Shark Week. And on a Thursday, right? So first off, on a Wednesday, actually, because I'm trying to get the timeline right. On a Wednesday, I leave work, right? I texted C about 2 weeks ago. At this point, not right now, not at present time, but at this point, I texted her a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Are you ignoring me?" Because she blocked me on everything. I don't know why. I have no clue. But she blocked me on Facebook. She blocked me on Snapchat. She blocked me on everything. So I texted her and I said, "Are you ignoring me?" Because she owes me money. Y'all know. I said, right? I got her a car, and that was the wrong choice of words. I helped her get a car. We had a payment plan. We had all this shit planned out. I said, "I will help you get this car. It is in my name." I said, "This is my car. Title, registration, everything. Insurance, everything. It is in my name. It is my car. Not until you pay me that $3,000 back. I don't care if you were at $2,999.99. Until you hit that fucking $3,000, then it is your car. Then we will switch it over to you. Then it is, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. But until then, it is my car." And y'all know me, right? I'm gonna protect my investment. I already had my own key. I already had fucking fuck, I forgot what I was about to say. But and she abused it. She straight up abused it. Smoked a shit ton of weed in the car. It fucking reeked, dude. And like it was bad. It just fucking smelled. And and I'm noticing all these new scratches and shit on it. Cause I texted her and I was like, "Are you ignoring me?" And she never texted me back. So your absence of information was all the information I needed. I left work on this Wednesday, went down because I knew where she worked, knew where she parked. There's a little parking garage right next to her job. And then, looked for it, saw it, bam, right fucking there. And once again, I can go. I went into the details, whole other episode. But I already recorded that episode. I go on to the details and shit. Long story short, I get my fucking car. I get in it. It just fucking reeks. There's shit, just junk and shit everywhere. And I didn't want the car anymore. I'm not gonna fucking use it. So what I did was took it back to my apartment. Fucking boxed it all up and shit. Ooh, fuck. Boxed it all up and shit. And I'm taking everything and I'm boxing everything up. Dude, there's just drugs, there's paraphernalia, there's all this shit. And keep in mind, right, I'm getting fucking letters in the mail, right? I'm getting letters in the mail from fucking, she's running toll booths, she's fucking running red lights and shit. She's just abusing the fuck out of this. Once again, I go into all details on another episode. But I get the shit back. Box all her stuff up, go to the post office, mail it to her address. Fucking go to then I literally just went to CarMax and I was like, how much do you want for it, or how much will you give me for it? And then they gave me about $2,000. So I only lost $1,000 on it. Yes, I would have liked to but if I would have put it up on like Craigslist or OfferUp or something, then she would have fucking found it. Then she would have posed as like a fake, you know what I mean? Like she would have got one of her friends, and yeah, she would have posed as a fake and shit. And I wasn't trying to deal with all that. And so I just fucking boom, bam, sold all in one day, done and over with. Out of my life, out of sight, out of mind, done. So then, the next day, right, I get this text message. I'm at work and shit. I'm in the middle, and I get this text message. Hey, this is C's dad. If you want to take the car, that's fine. And then I'm like, all right, dad. If I want to keep my car, that's fine. Like, thank you, thank you. But then he was like, that's fine. But he was like, that $1,000 that he was like, you owe me that. And I was like, what? I owe you $1,000. I was like, what? And so then, right, come to find out, what happened was she got her $1,000 from her dad. Her dad loaned her $1,000 so that she can get this car. And I think that she lied to him and said that it was like a down payment or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. Because that's what he said. He goes, I would like my $1,000 back that I put into the down payment. And then I tell him, right, I texted him back and I was like, listen, dude. I was like, I never got my money from C, and that's why I took the car back. She never paid me once, guys. She never paid me once. It was almost a 3-month period, right? And she's giving me all these sob stories and shit. Like, she's like, oh, my money got stolen. I talk about all that. It's hard for me not to go into details just because of the bullshit, right? But then she goes, then I say, I never got my money from her. And I was like, that's why I took the car back. And I said, if she borrowed money from you, then that's on her, not me. And I'm sure I am pretty positive about 99% of you listening to this right now will agree with my side. Call me biased if you want, but if she got loans from 2 different parties, right? Think of it as a triangle, right? Think of it as a triangle. She's one of the points. My loan is one point. Her loan is the other point. Right now it's a V. She is connected to these 2 loans. And if she got loans from 2 different parties, why would loaner A come to loaner B, right, and say, hey, she never paid me, so you owe me money? And so I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, your logic's fucked up, right? Your logic's fucked up. And so he texts back, right? And he says, that was put in for the down payment and the car's in your name. So in essence, I lent you money for your car. And I was like, how old are you, motherfucker? I was like, how old are you? Fucking playing games, fucking antics and shit. Like, I was like, that's not how this works. So I didn't even text him back. I didn't even, I said what I had to say. I know for a fact, right? I know for a fact he was just trying to get money out of me. I know for a fact he was just trying to get money out of me. So then later on in the day, he's like, where can we meet up so I can pick that money up? Didn't say shit back. No reason to. There's no, fuck him, basically, Which was sad because he was a really cool dude. Like, I met him plenty of times, We had some beers together and shit. Like, he really liked me. And he actually said that I would be a really great father and shit to her kids. And, y'all know I'm not trying to be a fucking dad right now. Like, I'm not trying to have kids right now. I was like, I don't even want to fucking get married. Like, our generation does not view marriage, like, the way it should be. Different episode, different time. I could get into that some other time. But then so the car stuff, done and over with. Hopefully I don't hear anything back to this day. But as far as I'm concerned, whole situation, dead and gone. Tried to help him out, took advantage. That's what happens. People suck, right? And before y'all call me stupid again, yes, I am stupid, I know. I will say though, she never showed any type of behavior to ever like take advantage. Keep in mind, like we were hanging out and shit quite a bit for a couple months, and she never, like she never did it towards me, never did it towards anyone else, never, like she never showed any reason why she wouldn't have been reliable. So, and like I said, she was working, she was trying to help herself, she just needed a little help. I've been at a low point. I wish I could have gotten some help, when I was at that point in my life. So I lent out a helping hand, and she bit the hand that fed her. But, that's, like I said, done and over with. So then, right, that was on a Wednesday. The next Thursday, when he's texting me, I'm at work and shit, Big Boss, she tells me, and she goes, hey, we're going to work on this today, blah, 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 blah. And I said, all right, cool, we're working on it. Here comes the time, it's the end of my shift. And she goes, hey, I'm going to run this through, because this is going to take throughout the night. I'm going to run it overnight. And she goes, back tomorrow morning, we're going to work on this, had a whole fucking plan. And I said, bet, get my little notebook, get my little bag and shit. And, off I go. I'm on the computer, I'm doing my thing, whatever. And then I get this phone call. And it was from my recruiter. And because that's how, I got this job from a tech recruiting company. And she says, Jacob, I got some really bad news for you. And this is the worst part of my job. You all already know what's coming. They laid me off. Only worked there about 3 weeks. Not even a month. Not even a month. Didn't even work there for a month. And she goes, you've been let go, effective immediately. She goes, if you have anything at your desk, someone will pick it up. And she was like, if you can think of anything, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And so I was like, what the fuck? And, it wasn't Big Boss. It was Big Boss that made the decision. I don't know what he was going off of. I don't know what he looked at. As far as I'm concerned, the whole fucking, because it was a pretty like close-knit, like tight team. So maybe they had a group chat and they were constantly evaluating me and shit. And I don't know. But all I know is I did get like a general like blanket statement. They said that I wasn't performing up to par or standards or whatever. And so, neither here nor there. Everyone and everything's got to move forward. They felt like I was holding them back. Do I believe they gave me a full chance? No, I don't. But they thought different. So I lose the job, right, on a Thursday. I go and see Kay, she's working and shit. And, I tell her, and I was like, yeah, I lost the job and shit. She's like, oh, that sucks. Someone else will come along and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to have to find something. I was like, I literally can't afford to not find anything, Like, I just moved into this brand new place. I just, fucking... And so, Friday, right? I go back to being a jobless veteran. And I was depressed all fucking day. I was depressed all day. And... because I felt like I was failing, I was like, I thought I was doing good. I thought I would, you know what I mean? But then the rug was just swept out from under my feet. And so I was like, fuck, So I did spend that Friday, but, next morning, woke up, back at it again, out applying, put myself out there, Like I said, I can't afford it. I literally cannot afford it. And so... on, what was it, on the Monday? Was it the next Monday, I think? Or was it a week after? I can't remember. We're getting up to present time right now. I can't remember. And I'll tell you why I can't remember. No. Yeah, it was. So about another week goes by, and I'm talking to recruiters. I'm doing phone interviews, this and that. I got some friends who were, helping me get jobs, putting my foot in the door, getting me in touch with the right people and shit. And I go to do my drill. All you reservists, you know what drill is, right? And, we do this whole fucking thing. Like, dude, it was my OPO, right? All of a sudden goes, Hey Tip, you're actually gonna be doing this new GMT brief, because it was the new fiscal year. And he was like, you're gonna be doing this GMT brief in about 4 hours. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? So I had to go through this whole PowerPoint, taking these notes down and shit, and the brief to get, because nobody likes public speaking. It's not something that most people enjoy. But it still went well. I actually got a lot of compliments after I was done with it. So I don't know if that meant I did really bad or it fucking. But I think it went well. Fucking. But no, so and it's out of town, right? My drill site is out of town. I live like 2 hours away, and so drill's done and over with. One of my other LPOs, he was nice enough to let me stay at his place. Because like birthing and billeting got all fucked up and they didn't have lodging for me and shit, and so I get back to my apartment, and I left my fucking laptop out of town. Don't have it, and so I was like, fuck, and that's why I haven't been uploading. Right, one, I've been busy. Two, I left my laptop out of town. As of right now, it is still out of town. One of my other, for those of you who aren't military, one of my managers, he grabbed it. And so I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on him to ship it back to me. He was supposed to ship it earlier this week, but he said the post office is like an hour away or some shit like that. I don't know. And so he picked it up on a Tuesday, still didn't do nothing. But I come back, the drill, hometown and everything. And like I said, Kay's been really distant. She's been really fucking, she's been like ignoring me, avoiding me. And so I'm like, what the fuck happened? And so finally I was just like, hey, I was like, what's wrong? I was like, you're ignoring me, you're avoiding me. I was like, what's going on? And then so she says, I'm not ignoring you, I'm not avoiding you, blah, 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 blah. But then, fuck. So, the night before that, it was either one or two nights before that, I can't remember. It was on a Monday, because I saw Seven Dust, and I was really fucked up. I was really fucking drunk. And I met up with her at a bar at about midnight. And I knew she was acting different, because when I first saw her, right, she even, smile on her face, she lit up, and she was like, oh, hey, hello, happy to see me and everything, but then, I'm doing the, putting my arm around her waist and, on her shoulder, she's like shrugging me off and shit, and I'm like, what in the world is, she's acting different. And ladies, you probably already know where this is going. Guys, you probably already know the way I'm talking about this. Y'all already know where this is going. I see her texting some dude all night. She comes back to my place and, we're like cooking some food and shit. And I see Tinder notifications on her phone. I see all these text notifications on her phone. And she spent the night. And usually when she spends the night, she'll either hang out for a bit or she'll just, hang out, we'll do whatever until she's got to go to work or because she works night shifts. But this time, as soon as she woke up, dipped the fuck out. Just fucking left. And it fucking hurt because I knew that she was done. I don't know what happened, but her feelings changed, her mind changed, and we were done. As far as anything like intimate, romantic, and it really fucking hurt because she was telling me that she had feelings for me, and she was telling me, how happy I was making her, and she was communicating actions, feelings, and words, right? And so naturally, I communicate the same thing back. I don't know if she just got like cold feet. I don't know if she just got, super nervous. I don't know. But come to find out, she just got out of a 2-year relationship literally literally right when we started seeing each other. So essentially, I was a rebound. I was a rebound. And she led me on. I think that she now realizes what she actually did, because here it is about a week later, and because all last week I was not in a good place. I was I'm still barely eating. I still have that some like residual depression and shit. Ooh, fuck, 3 in 1 episode, shit. But no, I wasn't. I was sleeping a lot. I wasn't cleaning. I wasn't eating. I wasn't. It was. I was in a horrible place, horrible fucking place. Because at this point I've lost everything. I have lost almost everything. Right? It's only a matter of time before I was like, I lost the job. I lost the girl. I was like, I'm gonna lose the fucking apartment. I'm gonna just shit was looking up. Shit was going good. I was on fucking cloud 9. And then the fucking, when it rains, it pours, and it turned into a fucking hurricane. And now, right, I spent, I spent this whole week, right, I saw Seven Dust that night, Kay and I hung out. I saw System of a Down the next day, and dude, it was so fucking bad because I did not wake up, right? She left, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I started fucking crying. I started, I get really I'm an emotional person, right? For no damn reason. I am emotional. And it's not the fact that I'm clingy, but I get really hopeful, and I'm just like, yeah, I was like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And she was like, oh yeah, we can, she was like, let's do this, so we're doing things together, we're growing, we're building a relationship and shit. Literally, there were some places I would show up to, and they were like, oh, where's your girlfriend at? It got to that point where people just started expecting to see us, with each other together and everything. And I don't know what happened, Maybe I think she was like, no, I'm not ready to be in another relationship, because, when you're single, you want to just start hoeing out again. You know what I mean? It's understandable. I fucking get it. We're fucking people. You feel like that time was wasted, all that time and energy and just all that shit. And, from what she told me, it was a really awful relationship. And, there's nothing I can do about that. Life is life. We've all been in bad relationships. Most of us have been with abusive people, whether it was physically, whether it was emotionally, mentally, maybe all of the above. For the most part, life is life. People are people, And so here I am, depressed as a motherfucker. And, I wasn't replying to texts. I wasn't answering phone calls. Like I said, I wasn't eating. I wasn't cleaning. I wasn't going to the gym. Nothing, dude. Nothing. And so I can't be fully mad at her, because how she feels is how she feels, right? She never did anything bad to me. She never treated me bad. Not until towards the end. And I don't have any shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I don't have any, I should have done this, could have done this. You know what I mean? But that's where things are sitting right now. I'm not seeing anybody. Her and I, we're still friends. This is actually going to be the first time, because we're going to the symphony together. I said, in the next almost 3 hours now, we're going to the symphony. And this was something that we planned on doing, about a month ago. So this is something that we planned on doing. But I'm not going to be awkward. Did she hurt me? Yes. But like I said, it wasn't like a nasty fallout. It wasn't, this and that. And so, will I be a little bitter? Probably. I'm going to try not to be. I'm still gonna try and be friendly and shit. I'm still gonna be, I don't hold grudges. I just don't. Granted, I don't forget, right? I don't forget, but I don't hold grudges. And so we're just gonna do what we planned. We're gonna like dress up and shit. I got like my pinstripe suit, and she's gonna like we're gonna do the whole black and orange, Halloween type shit, and so that's where things sit at, guys. I start a new job as of right now in about 3 weeks. It's gonna be a GoDaddy. I'm taking a massive fucking pay cut, literally $10 an hour, massive fucking pay cut. So I'm probably gonna have to get I'm probably gonna have to get a second job, or if they allow overtime, you bet your sweet ass I'm hitting that overtime every single week. So, with all that being said, things are starting to look up. I am starting to feel a little bit better. I am starting to eat a little bit more. I'm still a little bummed out, but things are still good. Don't worry about me. But no, just because I don't think I the last episode I uploaded was earlier this month, and that was for a last basically last month update. So, ooh, fuck. So, and I still got like more podcasts. Once I get my laptop, I can start uploading those episodes. I'm still recording new episodes. I got plans to, do bigger things with my podcast and shit. Oh fuck, I think I feel another one coming, but I gotta get going, guys. I appreciate, guys and gals. I appreciate you all listening in. If you made it this far, I know I just gave you like my whole year's story, fucking, and I'm sure I'll do a fucking end of the year wrap up and everything, and typical shit. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around. Everyone who's supporting me, and everyone, whether it's right now, whether it's been even future supporters. Thank everybody. I thank everybody because everyone makes choices. Not all of them are good choices, and there's nothing wrong with feeling good about, making your good choices. You don't got to publicize them and shit. Whenever I fucking, I don't go parade around whenever I help someone push their car, off the side of the road, or, give someone struggling money. I'm not, hey, look at me. Look. I do it just because I feel like doing it. So, all right, y'all. Y'all stay good. Listen to your gut. Don't let people fuck with you. Don't trust nobody. Y'all might think I'm being bitter just because of recent events, but this is the way I've been. This is the way I've been. Y'all know how I am. So, with that being said, y'all stay up. Y'all stay black. Until next time, peace.